subsequently? The answer is SuperLife does not produce any of the products going to be seen, but then SuperLife is simply here to market these products worldwide. So you must not be maybe the producer of a product, but you can actually market the product. So SuperLife has as one of her partners, Mibel Group from Switzerland, headed by Dr. Fred Zuli, who is an amazing researcher. Okay, this gentleman has received lots of awards, okay, on innovation and research, more than 20 years of experience, which tells you that the products of SuperLife are not products that are out in the market for gamble. It's not about gambling. They have been well tested through scientific research and proven to be effective, all right, and safe for human consumption. One other thing that caught my attention about this product is that the company has placed a $1 million US liability insurance to say that any product of SuperLife which maybe does not do what the company says is able to do, or maybe has any adverse effects, are you able to prove, then you can be given that amount of money. So that tells you the amount of confidence the company has in her product, all right? A liability insurance of $1 million US. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let us understand how our human body functions. We're just done with the company background. Let us see how the human body functions. And this is very, very important for each and every one of us. Why? Because we are the bearers of our own body. So we need to understand how our own body functions, all right? The human body is divided into about 12 to 13 different systems, and each of these systems has specific organs that work together to make sure that those systems are actually function optimally. And now we can equally break down these organs, for example, the heart, the lungs, the liver, and so on. We can break them down into specific tissues. And these tissues are simply a group of cells that have similar structure and function. Okay, so now it therefore means that what if you crush a human being, right, then you get to get down to the basic unit, the basic component, which is the cell. And the cell is actually where life actually exists. Life is in the cell. The cell can equally be broken down into other subunits, but then let's end at the level of the cell. So every organ of the body has its own cells, all right? So now these cells are over 220 different types of them. So where do these cells come from? These cells come from a factory, all right? The factory in the body where these cells come from is what we call the factory of stem cells. Stem cells are also called mother cells, all right? They are those cells that give rise to every cell in the body. So what happens is that these cells actually are able to respond with some chemical, they have some chemical substances that help these cells to communicate among each other, right? And so every time there is a defect in any cell, all right, they release some of these chemical substances which are detected by those mother cells, and so they are able to cause repair and regeneration of those cells. So if a cell is completely bad, you know, the mother cells can actually give rise to new cells to replace them. You ask yourself the question, what actually happens sometimes when we have a wound and it heals on its own? Why? Is because we still have those stem cells that have the ability to regenerate and repair the wound. Okay, so that's what happens in the body. But then, as we age between the age of 18 to 25, the ability of those mother cells to regenerate, to repair themselves, begins to decline. That's the reason why very young people are able to heal faster, you know, than the elderly. Why? Because the young, their stem cells are still very, very active. They're still multiplying very, very active. Okay, so when we talk about stem cell therapy now, there are two types of stem cell therapy, right? We have animal stem cell therapy, and we have plant stem cell therapy, okay? Human stem cell therapy or animal plant stem cell therapy usually is gotten through transplantation, all right, through surgery. But then, because of some cases of you know, rejection, graft rejections and so on, not everybody's system could be able to withstand all of that. Okay, some people are able to go through that therapy, but then they still have rejections. But then SuperLife decided to look at another angle of stem cell therapy, which is plant stem cell regenerative medicine. All right, so now we're going to be looking at this. For every cell to be healthy, there are conditions that need to be made. All right, and one of those conditions is, as prescribed by World Health Organization, is for us to eat at least 7 different types of fruits and vegetables on a daily basis. Why? Because this will help to increase the amount of antioxidants that we have in the blood. These antioxidants will help to clear off a lot of free radicals. Okay, those free radicals are what will cause our cells to be unhealthy. So right now, because it's practically difficult, SuperLife actually look for a way in which they're able to have plant stem cell extracts that have the ability to cause stimulation of our inbuilt stem cells to cause repair and regeneration. So this image here simply shows us that the pool of stem cells which don't have any particular identity are able to cause a repair in any organ system of the human body. Why? Because stem cells don't have any particular identity and they are able to cause a repair in all organ systems of the human body. So let's dive straight away to our products. What are the products of SuperLife? Like I said, all products of SuperLife have their basis of stem cell origin. The very first product is what we call the SuperLife Immune Care, SIC. SIC helps to boost the immune system, and the immune system is that system of the body that helps to fight infections, all right? And the greatest barrier of that immune system is actually the skin. That's the biggest layer of the immune system, all right? That helps to fight a lot of infections. So now, who are some of those, what are some of those cases in which the immune system is weak? For example, we have diabetes, we have cancers, all right? We have even stress. Stress contributes to about 80% of illnesses in the human body according to research. Okay, so this product comes in there to do, it comes in there to boost our immune system. Do we have people who are having liver problems, all right, who are constantly weak, all right? This helps to strengthen our body, all right? You have people who have maybe people with sickle cell anemia, because this product actually has ingredients that are able to stimulate bone marrow regeneration, because in the bone marrow we have a very, very high concentration of stem cells, and one of the very powerful active ingredients in this product is what we call moringa. Okay, so right here you can see all the active ingredients that are found in SIC. Equally, we equally have in this product vitamin B complex, and vitamin B complex helps to stimulate the nervous system. All right, so you have people who have nervous system issues. This is equally a very, very powerful product for them. All right, now let's move to our second product, which is the SuperLife Colon Care, now known as SC Plus, SuperLife Colon Care Plus. Why? Because an active ingredient called sinetrol has been added to it, which helps to stimulate, burn the body to use up excess fat stored in the body, which means that it's going to help in weight loss. So you have people who are suffering from overweight. This is a very, very powerful product for them. So people who have digestive problems, this is actually a colon cleanser. It's a very, very powerful colon cleanser. All right, it helps in liver detoxification. People who equally have problems with blood sugar regulation. This is a very, very powerful product for them. And so how do we take our SuperLife Colon Care? It's taken 1 sachet in a glass of water lasting at bedtime. And the Immune Care SIC, which we just saw, is taken 1 to 2 sachets every day. It's taken in half a glass of water, you stir and you drink immediately, all right? A lot of testimonies with this product, especially after just 2 days of consumption, the SuperLife Colon Cleanser. Do we have people who are suffering from indigestion? This is a very, very powerful product for them, okay? And each of these products has it's a specific price based on the country where you find yourself. So in this product, here are the various active ingredients to explain to us why the product is able to do what it does, right? And one thing also to note is that our digestive system, the intestines, have what we call the normal flora, okay? And most often, lots of people, after a little malaise, go buy over-the-counter, especially over-the-counter antibiotics that will help destroy that normal flora, and in the long run will suffer from digestive problems. So this particular product helps to rebuild that that inbuilt normal flora to be able to prevent us from having lots of digestive problems. All right. So now let's move to the next product of SuperLife, which is the SuperLife Neuron Care. Do we have people who are suffering from nerve problems? All right, a stroke, eye problems, heart problems, okay, spinal cord problems? Now, this is a very, very powerful product that helps to stimulate the development of the nervous system. Now, the nervous system is that system that helps to coordinate every other system in the human body. And once nerve cells are destroyed, it is very, very difficult to bring them back to life. Okay, do we know people who have suffered from stroke and maybe they've ended up with a paralysis? this is a very, very powerful product to help reverse lots of those conditions, all right? So the SuperLife Neuron Care is the product that helps specifically for nerve problems, eye problems, heart problems, okay? And how is that possible? Thanks to all these active ingredients in the SuperLife Neuron Care. So how is the SuperLife Neuron Care taken? It's taken 1 sachet every day on top of the tongue, right? You pour 1 sachet every day on top of the tongue on an empty stomach at least 1 to 2 hours before meals, and once it dissolves completely, you drink at least a glass of water to enhance our circulation. All right, so that's it for the Neuron Care. Now we're going to end with the first product or the flagship product of SuperLife, and that flagship product is what we call the STC30. STC30 stands for SuperLife Total Care. SuperLife Total Care is actually the product that has been in the market for the longest duration of as long as SuperLife has existed, right? And this particular product, according to research, has been able to take care of more than 130 different illnesses, all right? And it's called SuperLife Total Care. Total Care. So every organ system you can think about, this product has the ability to stimulate its regeneration. Okay, so do we have people who suffer from diabetes, cancer, infertility, insomnia, all right, migraine, all right, cardiac problems, heart problems, all right? You can take STC30 together with all the other products we've just explained above, okay? So before the other products came to the market, STC30 was there. So those other products now in the market are more specific for different organ systems, but then taking them in combination with STC30 is going to have a synergistic effect, an additive effect for better results. So how do we take the SuperLife Total Care? It's taken 1 to 2 sachets every day under the tongue, all right? It's sublingual. You leave it to dissolve for at least 3 to 5 minutes on its own. Then you drink at least a glass of water, okay? One thing to note about SuperLife products is that they are 100% plant-based products. These are not drugs. I'll take you over again. These are not drugs, okay? These are plant-based extracts, okay? And they don't have any side effects. But then there are cases where we've been able to note what we call healing crises. Healing crises are situations where in the course of taking the therapy, some people experience rather an exaggeration of their symptoms. For example, a diabetic in the course of taking this therapy, instead of having a normalization of his blood sugar, could rather have an increase in the blood sugar or a drop in the blood sugar. But then it doesn't mean that the product isn't working, but then you just have to continue taking the therapy. And as time goes on, it's going to normalize, okay? That's called a healing crisis. That has been noted in some cases, but not in every case, okay? So that's it about the SuperLife Total Care. SuperLife is greatly known thanks to this particular product. And like you can see here, this is just a part of the scope of therapy this particular product is able to handle, all right, from kidney problems, liver problems, skin problems, hemorrhoids, headaches, impotency, cardiovascular diseases, cancers, rheumatism, arthritis, sickle cell anemia, hypertension, joint and heart disease, and so on, okay? Now, that's it for the SuperLife Total Care, and this is how we take the products, okay? And this is the reason why it's taken on the tongue, as we just said. And so President Obama said, in the next 10 years, this was in 2010 when he made this declaration, he says in the next 10 years, those who are involved in the distribution of stem cell products have the ability to become multimillionaires, right? Why? Because especially those in developed countries are turning towards more of regenerative medicine, and that over 80% of the population is going to turn towards regenerative medicine, and that's what we actually have right now, okay? Now, that's it for the health part of SuperLife products. And at the end of our presentation, we're going to have a testimony on health. So, but then before we move up to that, sure, if you were here on health, you would have had an idea about what SuperLife was able to offer. And then since we can give every information today, you can probably get more about the products, definitely through the person who invited you on this call. So let us move straight away to part B of our presentation.